Good morning, friends.
Put a grind on this saw. This is the 572. And I love running the saw. The timber's not massive. There's a couple of bigger trees. The timber's not massive. It's second growth fir. It's tall, probably 150 footers. Tall and straight. Wedge work. Structures, cabins, building. You know, it's a small little patch. But this Ripsaw 572, they're taking the rakers down too low on this saw, friends. This is not a grunt saw. It's a high revving, smooth, robust machine. So I'm going to put a grind on it right now. Yeah. All right. Let's Sorry, friends. I'll put you guys here. This will be a little better. What's going down? I'm gonna grind up a chain. It's actually not dull, but it does have some time on her. So I'm gonna hit it with the grinder here. I gotta get some seeing eyeglasses, or I won't be doing nothing. Well, actually, been a while, but I will tell you, see these here, friends? These are, they're Viberg, and they're amazing. They're a nailed construction boot. This is the old style cork boots. Ian Shaw found them. I dressed them up with a full Kelty, full length Kelty, but these are beautiful boots. It's our little stand in here, friends. But it's a beautiful little place. It's a Bible camp, friends, with little cabins and trailers, and it's actually beautiful in here. It's a beautiful little piece of property, and I've done work. I mean, the timber's tall, friends. It's tall. And we're opening up a little, look at how beautiful it is in here. There's Larry with his backhoe. Oh, he's got the backhoe, look at him.
Yep.
The old Vibergs. Hogan gave them a run out in camp, but they didn't work for Hogan. But they sure worked for me. And in these boots, there's no cushion. This is straight on the sole, like knock knock. But this is a nail down constructed boot. And you know, friends, when you do the fold, you know how a lot of people will do this fold thing? That's great, but you've got to watch this piece of this turning spot in your foot where it creases. Sometimes in my corks, and if it allows it, I will literally fold this straight in and back and pull this tongue up and slap. So I've got no lumps or creases under my lacing. Depends on the boot. I've got about 10 pairs of boots, and they all have their own little thing. But when you're wearing cork boots and you're all over the logs and that, I don't like much lumps in the crease here, in that bending crease. So as you can see, this works nice just with straight fold back. See that? Right around like that. So every boot's got its own little gig. And we do, because we're in the bush, this is where I do the logger's knot when I'm falling. I don't want to be tying my boots up. So I just rock the logger's knot doing this. I don't know what other people call it. I call it logger's knot. And I just run it through there. And I keep a loop in it like this so that when I get home, I just grab these two and I go foomp. And you just grab these things and go shaklank. Look at that. Over and out. And it's done. So the smaller the loop, the better. So you're not grabbing stuff. But with these new rigging, these pants, so that's the gig right there. And I really like these corks, actually. They fit me like a dream. And I'm looking forward to running them. Timber right here, friends. And Larry, your plan is just to fill this.
Yeah, this there's about 11 trees.
Yeah, we got this whole grove in here, Luke. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shoot as long as I can through there.
Yeah.
And just process it for you.
Yeah, sure.
Limit, bucket,
I'll take it out whole log.
if you want to. Okay, so friends, the reason I start the job with this power saw, I've got an 86er I want to test for Scotty, but the reason I start with this Ripsaw 572, it's so predictable. This is one of my favorite production power saws. There's no screws to turn, there's no playing around, there's no time wasting people and machines, other people. It's a fire up, go to work. It's just a great saw.
Perfect.
Take a good span of this timber. It's really nice in here. Super nice wood.
Yeah, tall.
It is tall.
And so you'll be dropping these full lengths, hey?
Yeah, right up into that furthest lay so we minimize our breakage. We're in a hole here, Lou.
Yeah, okay.
So friends, to be honest, I looked at this about a week and a half ago with Larry, or a week at least, and I was kind of chomping at the bit. We've had really torrential rains here and kind of ugly weather, and I was excited for Larry to call because let's be honest, it's been a while for me, friends, and I love this part of the industry. This right here, fallen timber, is one of my I can't explain it. It's just the most enjoyable part of this game is this for me. Well, friends, I'd be telling a lie if I said I wasn't having a good time here, because I am. This is very enjoyable work. It's a nice little stand. We have a couple options here. As I mentioned earlier, I could fill this hole full of timber, but we are so underpowered about yarding the wood out of there, skidding into doing whatever we're doing with the backhoe here and a couple of chokers and some ropes. So we are not set up the greatest for that. So I just decide to work with Larry one at a time, just so we're not creating this big mess down in there of tops and logs and twisting and turning. And the only good thing would be about that is you would make a lay in there. You know what I mean? Your logs would continue to make it would fill the gully, so to speak, and your lay over the next 2 or 3 logs would be better instead of a dip, if that makes sense. You kind of build yourself a better lay. But regardless, we're having fun. We're just working together with what we have and getting these logs out of here.
Oh, good. There's my bell. Let me go hook up.
Friends, I like to take these little opportunities on the voiceover now and again, just when I'm doing stuff like this. It's kind of not meaningless stuff, but it has to get done. And I prefer Larry to stay in the machine if he can. If you're a machine operator, getting in and out of a machine is no fun. It's like when I was skidder logging way back. I would run, to the landing if it was close enough to get, so that it was just how I did it. I just tried to make his job as easy as possible. If it was too far and didn't make sense and I had to put more wood on the ground, or whatever the case was, you just read your situation. But I try to keep the man in the machine. So friends, I've limbed and not bucked it, but I've marked it so that when we pull it in, I can buck a log off right there. He can come back down, grab another one. If I buck the log out there, it stays out there. You see what I mean? So I'm working with Larry. You'll also notice here the tops are up on the bank a ways in the timber. We want that down in that hole because that's all getting filled. So we're doing our best to keep the bush out too.
Oh yeah! Hey, Luke, watch yourself there.
Okay.
So friends, I've got this first log's not the greatest log. You can see there's some wounds, but she's been dragged through the rocks and dirt, friends, okay? So this is the way, I take 2 seconds and just knock some rocks off, knock some sand. It's basically sand. And I clear myself a spot to buck. This takes literally 30 seconds, but think about if I just go in there and just cut it with the power saw. It's not going to be pretty, friends. It's just not. We got a 27 here or something like that now. You'll notice the sleeves are starting to get rolled up, and then I started with them full length there. It was chilly that morning, then the sleeves get rolled up, and then there'll be about 2 more trees and everything will be back down to the regular short sleeves here quite soon. It gets warm.
Oh yeah! Alright, we can hook.
So friends, this is probably the biggest tree, I think. It's not massive, it's bar length, but it's bony and tall, and it's the biggest tree. Friends, you'll notice a couple seconds ago there, I was very concerned about where Luke was. There was a scenario on the internet there, oh, I don't know, maybe a couple of years back. Some guy, you know, I don't know if he was trying to get views or what he was doing, but it wasn't funny to me at all. And when you're on the stump and you're the guy in charge of cutting trees, it doesn't matter who comes from where or what the scenario is. It comes back to the stump, to the man on the saw. You are in charge and you are responsible for everyone's safety within 2 tree lengths of the tree you're falling. The one you're falling and another one. Completely, 2.5 tree lengths in some places. You are in charge. So, just know that. So, you know, just, you're going to have somebody come out and film for you or help you. You're in charge of those people. So don't be putting a back cut in until you know everyone's safe and in a safe position.
I could get that. Got a 27. Where'd Larry go? But now, I think we might be able to get this. What do you think, Lar? I think he'll have it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
So friends, no faller likes to leave a buck like this here. See all that pull? You'll see it there. It is there. I even mentioned it to Luke. I was loaded when I bucked that. And we do our best to get it down, but you can leave a bit of snipe on the log to clean it up after you buck it. But that was loaded when I bucked it. There are better ways to do it than I done it, and I do it later in the video. But this, I wasn't happy with this buck at all. So I'm just cleaning it up, and I still get my full length because I left a bit on there. But still, there's better ways to buck that. But I'm showing it because I wasn't happy with it.
Third tree coming up. That was our biggest tree on the claim. That last one, we spent about a half an hour getting it out, but we did it. The junk is in the hole, and that's what we wanted, not up the bank. So this is our next tree, Luke. If you want to show folks this thing, this is, I talk about high and low sides of wood. Could I stand here and bang this tree over? Yes, I could. Luke, come up here and stand here and pretend you're going to fall this tree. Show these folks. So this is what I mean, friends. I'll take the camera. Thanks, Luke. So here's what I'm talking about. You guys, I talk about this all the time. We go up, and look. I am right under the low side of the tree, right? And what I mean by that is this, right? There's the high side. This, right? There's the high side. And this tree is leaning up towards here, but that's not where we want it. So I'm not gonna fall this tree from this side, friends. I'm gonna fall it from over there. And I'm gonna fall it, actually, there's no reason why. We'll wait for, we'll get this other log out first, Luke, and then we'll come back and video this one.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm really noticing this backfill now. All these trees were backfilled years ago, friends, and there's still, like, there's sand up the bark, and we're experiencing it now. You can notice it, friends. I don't know if you notice that chain starting to, yeah, she's starting to get a little worn here now in that sand. Anyway, we do our best. We're just opening up this undercut. We got that pump house on the low side there, so, but that chain's starting to wear now.
What are you gonna do? Good morning, friends. Good to see you. Well. Good to see you. Thanks for watching my videos. I've got 4,000 videos on the internet now, friends. 4,000. This was such a fun job, but I've got to stop it here, friends, because this next phase we're getting into, you can see what we're doing there, right? The longest shot I've got for wood to not break is what we're doing here. I'll bring you back for the second part. There might even be 3 videos because there's this one tree that's gnarly, friends. It's gnarly, and I want to share kind of what happens to the stump, and there's like a weird thing that goes on, and it grows out, and it grafts back together, and it's loaded, and it's about 150-foot fir. And I'm just gonna investigate this. I don't really like that. It's just an interesting scenario, and I've got Luke there with me. And speaking of that, friends, I said it a little bit in the video. You're in charge on the stump, friends. If you got somebody out with you cutting trees, you're in charge of their safety. You are. You can't put it on them. You'll notice me telling Luke, hey, get back there or get over here or
you know, stand back or get here, get there. You're actually, anyways, that's a whole nother scenario, and I don't want to go there right now, but you are in charge. If you're on the stump and you got a power saw in your hand and you're putting a back cut in a tree, you're in charge of everyone's safety within 2 to 3 tree lengths of that tree. It's on you. Someone could literally show up out of nowhere, come running out of the bushes and dive out in front of your tree and get smashed, and you maim them. Guess what? You can say it till you're blue in the face. That guy came from, he wasn't allowed in here. He broke through the fence, and doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It comes back to the stump, and it will be on you, and it could ruin your life, your family's life, your career, and everything. It can. In BC, it can. So just be aware that on the stump is a privilege, and there's a lot that comes with being on the stump. I don't teach here. I don't really get into the fine details. Sometimes I do a little bit depending on the scenario, single trees, but fallen timber is a completely different game, friends. Here I was kind of falling and rigging. I was the faller and the bead setter, and I was helping Larry get the wood out. And of course, I don't want to undermine Luke. He was on the camera, but he did a lot of bead setting, and we'll get into that in the next video. Luke was in there giving her with a setting chokers and up and over the logs, and it was such a fun day. But I'm going to end it here. I love yous. Friends, we got a lot of history on this internet. I'm a little longer in the tooth now, but I can still knock them down. And I'm no production faller no more, but this was a blast. And I look forward, God willing, it keeps me healthy and keeps me moving. My carcass ain't what it used to be, but I love doing this stuff, and I hope to cut with other people. I hope to get out with the boys at Integrated at some point. I got to be strong if I'm going to go out there and run around with those young bucks on the side hill. Let me tell you that, my son and their crew, I would love nothing better to go out and see Ben and Hogan and the boys, and they could put me in some cream. Oh, knowing me, I'll probably go into the skank, right? Anyway, who knows what can happen, but all I know is I'm just grateful for every moment that's being lived here. Work hard, be honest, and be kind to one another, friends. Lift each other up. I want to finish my video with saying, friends, the internet is a very interesting place. Give energy and kudos to the sunny side and the lifting side. Don't bite the hook of weakness. Do you know what I mean by that? The comment sections you see when everybody's coming in. Let's try and eradicate some of that. I've never given it light ever in my 4,000 videos. You could track down my 4,000 videos, and if you had time, you could watch every single one of them and go through the comment section. Guess what you wouldn't find? Exactly. I just don't do it. I'm secure enough. I know that by giving it attention, you're only making it bigger and louder. It's like the darkness or the light. Let's feed the light, friends, now. We need it more than ever. Feed love. If someone's coming at you, that's their problem. That's their problem, not yours. Especially if you're doing good things and justifying to no one. Because you don't need to justify your existence to anyone. Just do good things. Work hard, be honest, and be kind. And thanks for being here. I'll catch you on the next one.